Hello everyone, and welcome back. As I'm sure some of you are already aware, this week's normal deep dive is having an issue with not nearly enough Morkite spawning to complete the objective. Well, that's not entirely true. There's about 149.5 units in the deep dive, which with a little bit of clever map manipulation, you will be able to clear the deep dive with that amount. I won't bore you with the details of split mining and the rounding down mechanics of it, so I'll just give you the solution to how to get through the deep dive without getting soft locked. The most consistent and replicatable method for clearing this deep dive successfully is clearing all the terrain around the Morkite veins, allowing them to snap free and fall to the ground. This ensures that there's no rounding issues with the chunks that might result from mining small amounts at a time. For the sake of safety, you should do this with Driller to make sure you don't accidentally mine the Morkite while trying to excavate the ground around it. And in the final room, there is a 0.4 unit of Morkite on the corner behind the Heartstone, which will go into the detail of the exact location in a moment, that you'll have to mine with your pickaxe, because if you mine it out using the same method, it will cease to exist entirely. So without further ado, let's go over a rundown of how to complete the second stage of this deep dive. Alright, getting started. Obviously you're going to want to have the whole team in and informed on this process, and know that there's not enough Morkite so they don't mine any on accident. As we mentioned before, the safest way to do this process is to have the driller mine the Morkite away from the wall so that it all rounds up into chunks. And as far as the location of all the Morkite in this deep dive, there's two veins in the first room immediately around the drill dozer cage. Both of those are easily collectible with this method. As you're drilling towards the first refuel stop, there will be a vertical cave with a pocket in the ceiling. The driller needs to get up there and collect that vein of Morkite as well. That's the easiest one to miss. Once you enter the refuel room, there will be two veins of Morkite in here, one high above on the wall and one through a small tunnel ahead and to the right. The one high on the wall is a bit of a pain to collect, but since the drill method is the safest way to do this, the driller should hop his way up there while other people are taking care of the refuel. And much more easily accessible is the vein in the tunnel, directly ahead and to the right of where Doretta is parked. Once you get moving again, you'll drill through another cave on your way to the Heartstone. This cave will have 17 Morkite down in the pit covered in goo. Same thing as all the others, get the driller down there to snap it off the wall. Now, this is the most important vein in the entire dive, because the driller needs to keep this Morkite on him from this point onwards and not deposit it. The functional understanding we have of this mechanic right now is that the vein that's in the Heartstone room, which is only 0.4 Morkite, is being counted as nothing when it's deposited. Therefore, the driller needs to be carrying this 17 plus or minus a few points of Morkite so that that 0.4 Morkite from the Heartstone room is able to round up to the last point that you need, so that you don't get the 149 soft lock. And in our testing and execution of this experiment, I just hand mined the last vein of 0.4 Morkite as I was a bit concerned that it would just cease to exist if it was snapped off the wall. But this method worked, so that's what I would recommend. Snap all the veins off the wall up until this point, and hand mine the last one, when you already have 17 Morkite in your pockets. If all of this is done correctly, you will have 132 Morkite deposited in the mule and 17 in your pockets. Now, for the more scholarly among you, you will realize this doesn't add up to 150. Thanks to some magic and screwy game mechanics, it does round up to 150. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what's causing the loss to make this deep dive stage soft lockable, but this is the most consistent method we've found for completing it every time. Well, I suppose alternatively you could wait for Dark Morkite to come up in the rotation, but where's the fun in that? This is a little bit more in-depth. That's all I have for you today. Expect some experimental content in the next couple of days. I've got a couple very busy weeks ahead of me, and then sequentially a very busy month, unfortunately, which just happens to line up with the launch of Season 2, but I'll do what I can. If you'd like to catch me live playing some new Season 2 content, I do stream over on Twitch. If you'd like to talk to me about Season 2 content, you can talk to me in my community over on Discord. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.